Hey everyone! Welcome to Curiosity Chronicles. Today we're diving deep into the aftermath of the recent wildfires in California and the major controversy surrounding federal disaster relief. Buckle up, because this is a complex and emotional topic that affects many lives. The president delivered a speech that's stirring up quite a bit of discussion, and we have a lot to unpack. So let's break down the key points, starting from the ground up. First off, let's talk about the wildfires themselves. California has faced relentless wildfires that have ravaged entire communities. As of now, we've marked at least 28 confirmed fatalities. This destruction is not just about the properties lost, but about lives upended and families displaced. It's essential we remember there are real people behind these statistics. Listening to real experiences brings home the gravity of the situation. Many residents faced harrowing decisions while fleeing their homes. The trauma of such events lingers long after the flames are extinguished. The president in his recent speech started by expressing condolences and recognizing the incredible resilience of those affected. He commended the courage of firefighters and first responders, heroes who put their lives on the line for their communities. While their bravery deserves all the recognition, there's a growing concern regarding the political aspects tied to disaster relief. The president made it clear that federal aid is contingent on California agreeing to specific voting law reforms proposed by his administration. This has left many people scratching their heads. Now, let's explore why this is controversial. Critics argue that linking disaster recovery to political conditions is not only inappropriate but ethically questionable. We need to assess the implications of this decision, especially for those who have lost everything. Many analysts have pointed to the growing trend of politicizing disaster relief. This is not just an isolated incident, but part of a broader narrative where crisis situations become pawns in a political game. What do you think this means for future disasters? The president's stance also raised eyebrows when he said residents should take responsibility for their cleanup, suggesting that residents can clean up themselves. This has sparked a debate about where the responsibility lies. Many residents feel overwhelmed and undersupported, dealing not just with the aftermath but also with the emotional toll of losing their homes and memories. Now let's dive deep into the statistics. Recent studies have shown a significant rise in wildfire frequency and severity due to climate change. This isn't just a California problem, it's becoming a national disaster. Experts indicate that improper land management and escalating climate conditions are creating a perfect storm. Some politicians argue for better management of forest lands, while others criticize environmental regulations. But is this oversimplifying a much deeper issue? We also need to address the financial challenges residents face. The speech mentioned insurance issues, a poignant topic after families have lost so much. How do they even begin to assess their losses? Understanding the nuances of insurance policies can be incredibly challenging, especially in disaster situations. We've heard heartbreaking stories of families struggling to navigate the claims process. In light of these challenges, the president called on insurers to step up. But will that be enough, or will families continue to bear the brunt of these crises? As we transition towards rebuilding, it's encouraging to see communities coming together. Town halls are being organized, and volunteers are stepping up to help. This resilience is central to recovery. Ultimately, in his speech, the president urged unity across all levels of government to rebuild. But tying disaster relief to political compliance raises serious questions of trust and efficacy. Trust is a crucial element when facing recovery. Communities need to know they can rely on their government for support without strings attached. How does this political maneuver impact that trust? Now let's consider the long-term implications of this situation. If we condition disaster relief on political terms, how will that shape future responses to crises? What message does this send to communities already suffering? Accountability should be prioritized in federal aid. Residents ought to see a system that is impartial and responds to crisis without political agendas. So as we recap, the aftermath of these wildfires is emotionally and physically devastating for so many. The president's speech and the controversy surrounding it calls for a serious reflection on how we approach disaster recovery. We've seen the heartbreaking consequences of these wildfires, the political entanglements around federal aid, and the cries for genuine support from our communities. This is a moment to reflect on our values. What type of recovery do we genuinely want for those in need? Now, while this situation is complicated, it also opens doors for discussion. How can we best support one another in times of need? What role should the government play? As we continue forward, it's important to uplift local voices and create a dialogue about what works and what doesn't. Your thoughts and experiences are invaluable in shaping the narrative. If you found this video informative, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. We'll see you next time.